This is the Brave New Coin Crypto Conversation, hosted by Andy Pickering.
Hi everyone, Andy Pickering here. I'm your host and welcome to the Crypto Conversation, a Brave New Coin podcast where we talk to the people building the future in the Bitcoin, blockchain and cryptocurrency space. Let's do it. Do our conversations about crypto have you wanting to do more with your career? Check out Fidelity, which has been exploring Bitcoin and blockchain since 2014. They were the first traditional asset manager to launch a native crypto business and also among the first to launch a Bitcoin exchange-traded product. So why consider Fidelity? Because they invest in their talent with continuing education programs and they invest in their technology, ensuring associates are working with the latest and greatest so that their crypto teams can continue to improve and evolve their product, staying ahead of the rapidly changing digital asset landscape. With Fidelity's iterative, scalable approach, built to meet today's increasing demands across the digital space, and a commitment to developing innovative tools, there's never been a more interesting time to work in crypto and DeFi at Fidelity. Explore Fidelity Crypto Careers today. Go to crypto.fidelitycareers.com to learn more. That's crypto.fidelitycareers.com. Fidelity is an equal opportunity employer. And now it is on with the show. My guest today is Wojtek. Wojtek is the founder and chairman of BTCS, which is it's a technology company that builds and manages validation infrastructure for blockchain networks. Fascinating. We'll learn all about this today, but welcome to the show, Wojtek.
Welcome. Thank you for having me here.
It is a pleasure, Wojtek. Let's do what we do at the beginning of the show. It would be cool if you could please introduce yourself. Would love to hear just a little bit of your personal and professional background. What have you been doing in the lead up to founding BTCS?
Happy to share something about me. So I started my career in 1996. I built Polish Amazon, Pick.com, which is the biggest still and the oldest e-commerce in the country. We sold it in 2001 with a great success. I'm also a founder and CEO of Mobilum Group, which is one of the leading on-ramp, off-ramp technology companies in crypto space. Besides of the investments in multiple enterprises, also in the 80 companies, I founded and I am a chief of strategy of BTCS, which is so-called Bitcoin on steroids. It's a publicly listed validation company on the Warsaw Stock Exchange, which is also building a digital asset treasury.
Fascinating. And it'd be good then, just give us I guess the vision of what BTCS is, and look, explain what that acronym stands for, and the vision of the company. What is it?
Okay, so first of all, BTCS stands for Bitcoin on steroids. We believe that what's happening with blockchain technology today is exactly the same what happened with internet in 1996 till 2001 when I was building Polish Amazon. So basically in 2001, we were saying internet. If people were searching something, they were saying we're going to internet to look for something. Today, no one is using the word internet. We say we go to Google. We say we go to another website. Internet is just like infrastructure. I believe exactly the same is going to happen with blockchain. Today we call blockchain. We say it is a technology because it's a novel technology. In the future, in 5 years, in 10 years, no one will use the buzzword blockchain because everything will be on blockchain. So blockchain will be just the underlying technology we will use for the finance, for other things like, identity, notarial services, and so on. So we believe that this is the future of the technology, of the advance, and that's why we set up BTCS, because the role of BTCS is to be the leading company to introduce validation services, staking services, but also technological improvement to the businesses in European Union.
Yeah, got it. Thank you, Wojtek. So explain a little bit more about what you provide in terms then of such as your validator services, your staking services. What chains are you building these for?
Mhm. So, as I said, BTCS, which is Bitcoin on steroids, is listed on the Warsaw Stock Exchange on the New Connect market. The ticker is BTF. Why BTF? Because we are better than ETF. So, our goal and our role is to provide public infrastructure for the decentralized economy. We started with Core DAO network. Why? Because we believe that BTC FI is something that soon will be the movement in the blockchain space. Why? Because there is a lot of people who hold a lot of Bitcoins. And today, those Bitcoins are not generating any value. I mean, they are just sitting on wallets. We believe that sooner or later, the owners, the whales, and smaller owners of the Bitcoin, they will seek for some additional value by staking, but by using those Bitcoins in order to generate yield. So we perceive that as a future for the economy. That's why we are looking for different chains that are going to provide such kind of the returns as a passive yield, as a passive returns to the owners, to the holders of Bitcoin. So we started with CoreDAO, which we believe is one of the first and leading blockchains in BTC FI space, but we are also looking at ZigChain, which is another player which focuses more on the real world assets. We are also looking at Hemi, which provides more DeFi enablement for the Bitcoin holders. We are also looking at Babylon, and we are seeking for more and more partnerships in the space in order to provide yield for the Bitcoins, which we will hold in our treasury.
That makes sense. Thank you, Wojtek. I guess, a lot of different organizations are offering various staking services and different strategies for users to potentially access yield on their holding. There's different validation services. What about, what kind of mitigations are in place for, if the markets go into another protracted bear market?
Mm-hmm. So basically, our goal is not to provide those services for purely Bitcoin owners. We believe that there is multiple market players, and the Bitcoin owners, the holders, can be attracted by them. We believe that DAT, which is digital asset treasury companies, is the next movement, the next wave of mass adoption of blockchain technology. What it means? It means that the street, the Wall Street, people who do not want to hold, those keys, seed phrases whatsoever, but want to be exposed to the cryptocurrency market, to digital asset market, but not just exposed to beta, because if they would be just want to expose to beta, they would just hold by ETFs. They are our target market. So our target market is a traditional finance. They want to be exposed to the crypto space. So they want to buy the instrument they know, which is shares of the publicly traded company. We use the proceeds from selling the shares to buy the Bitcoin and other tokens, which help us to generate additional yield. So our target market as a company who is building the digital asset treasury is not the Bitcoin holder by itself. It's a traditional finance system like family offices, like alternative investment schemes, like retail users who want to be exposed to the financial instrument they own, which is a share of the publicly listed companies.
Yeah, makes sense, Wojtek. All right, look, I've seen you talk about blockchain's potential to improve the quality of life for communities. You talk about this in your bio. Can you give us an example, whether it's from BTCS or from somewhere else, where you can, see blockchain beginning to create impact in communities, whether local or global?
Of course. One of the projects that we have in our, let's say, roadmap is the centralization of the mortgages. I don't know if you are aware, if you are like a young person, you want to have your own flat, you have to have like a part of the funds which is sent to the bank. And the bank gives you like mortgage, which is for 10, 20, 30 years, depending on the jurisdiction. To be honest, I mean, you are just someone who is paying the bill. I mean, the flat, the mortgage makes this flat, it's owned by the bank. And as long as you will not pay everything back to the bank, you are not the owner. Imagine the situation where we put some blockchain play in the space. Imagine the fact that you are the young person, you want to own your own flat. Instead of giving 20-30% to the bank, you are buying a Bitcoin. This Bitcoin goes to the decentralized system as part of your money. And then you tokenize the flat that they are going to buy. And this tokenized flat plus the Bitcoin you bought is a collateral for a loan you are receiving from the community. What it means? It means it's a fully decentralized mortgage system which pays off much faster because you invested in Bitcoin, which increases in the value. So year after year after year, your loan goes down and your wealth goes up. While in traditional finance systems, because of multiple reasons, basically your loan just increases. Like inflation is one of the reasons. So basically, what we believe is that the blockchain, by eliminating some useless costs, which will provide value, not just to the economy, but also for those people who wants, for example, to get the mortgage. So this is one of the use cases. I mean, there is like a plenty of such use cases that can be introduced by the decentralized finance to the daily life of the individuals.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you, Wojtek. Let's talk geography for a moment. You're in Poland, I believe, so you operate in Europe, but, you're clearly building things with global ambition. What are the disadvantages or advantages of launching crypto infrastructure businesses from Central or Eastern Europe as opposed to somewhere like Silicon Valley?
If you will go back to the beginning of blockchain, you will notice that a lot of the products, a lot of the protocols and the novelties which were introduced to the market were born not in Silicon Valley, but a lot of founders are from Central and Eastern Europe. A lot of Polish people are behind the projects which are known and famous worldwide. I will give an example, Crypto.com. The founder, the CEO of the Crypto.com is originally from Poland. Dash, one of the co-founders is originally from Poland. So basically, the centralized economy and blockchain as a technology have no, particular jurisdiction. It doesn't matter whether we are in Poland or somewhere else. But if you remember, it was probably the word of Michael Saylor, or if not him, someone close to him. It was said that in the future, the public company, which does not hold the treasury in digital assets, will not be important to the market. So we believe that in every market, in every jurisdiction, the company who wants to bring value, to provide value to the community, to the ecosystem, has to have the treasury in digital assets. So we are happy to be the first in Poland and one of the first in Europe and one of the largest in Europe, and for sure the first one and the largest in Poland, who provides not just the technology, not just the decentralized impact, but also digital asset treasury for the community.
Yes, indeed. On the technical side, as an infrastructure company, how do you look at selecting which protocols to provide validation services or staking services? What's the kind of the criteria that you look for?
So we are organized in a very compliant way. So basically, we have supervisory board, which consists of the market leaders, of the very well-known individuals in the blockchain space. We have also board, which consists of the same. We have also advisory. And basically, they are the ones who make a decision. When we jump into the selection of the particular protocol, we check whether the protocol provides an impact to the daily life of the individuals. We assess the community of the protocol. We assess the market value, also other partners which work with the protocol, in order to determine whether it's worth to involve ourselves and money of our investors, and whether we can provide added value. So The process is quite significantly robust, I would say. And for example, in order to decide that we will go together with CoreDAO as the first protocol, we spent more than 3 months just assessing the value of the protocol, the quality of the team behind, the quality of the tokenomics, and so on. So this is not like a decision that we make on a daily basis just because we see some, market movement or whatsoever. But when we bound to the protocol, we do it always long term. The same happened with ZigChain. I mean, we were thinking how to expose ourselves to the real-world assets. We believe that real-world assets will be like a very significant phase or next wave, I would say, of the blockchain use cases. And that's why we were looking for different protocols which can provide value. We were looking at Ondo. We were looking at some other alternatives. But for us, it's also important that the protocol we choose will provide value for our investors. So we were looking for a protocol that can provide additional yield. And that's how we came to the conclusion that the ZigChain is a good alternative. That's why we decided to work with them closely. Now we are looking at Hemi, which seems to be like also very good BTC S.A example. They seem to have very good ideas behind the protocol by itself. They are also involving community. They are providing multiple different ways of participating in the consensus protocol. So we believe that they will be the next, let's say, protocol. We will look closely whether we should involve them and implement some validation services based on that. So it's quite a robust process in order to determine with whom we should work and invest our time and money.
Very, very well said. Thank you. I guess, Wojtek, as we start to finish up this episode, then, for people who want to learn more about what you guys are building with BTCS, Bitcoin on steroids, essentially, but, validation infrastructure as well. What is the best place for people to go and learn more about what you guys are doing, Wojtek?
So we have a website. URL of the website is btcs.com.pl. And we are providing the new information there because we are a public listed company, all the reports, including financial reports, including our roadmap, what we are going to achieve, what we want to achieve. You can find everything there. If you are looking for any additional information, you will find links to the social sites, to Telegram, to Twitter, to Instagram, to Facebook, to LinkedIn. Feel free to send us any message. There is no unanswered message. So basically, we will provide any response that is needed to the market.
Excellent. All right, time to go to a very quick break, and then we'll come back. We'll have some fun. We'll finish off by running Wojtek through the very famous Crypto Conversation Hot Take Round.
Looking to join a team that innovates in digital assets? Fidelity is now hiring crypto and DeFi professionals. Since 2014, Fidelity has been exploring Bitcoin and blockchain. We invest in our talent through educational opportunities and new technologies. Our products continue to evolve alongside the changing digital asset landscape. Explore Fidelity Crypto Careers today. Go to crypto.fidelitycareers.com to learn more. That's crypto.fidelitycareers.com. Fidelity is an equal opportunity employer.
And we are back. And Wojtek, it's time to finish off the show. And we do that by running you through the very famous Crypto Conversation Hot Take Round. Are you up for it? I'm just going to give some questions to... excellent. I'm just going to run some questions at you, Wojtek. Just want you to give me your honest answers. Quick, snappy is kind of how we do it. Question 1 for you is, where would you say that you sit on the Bitcoin maximalist to multi-chain opportunist spectrum?
To be honest, I believe Bitcoin is the base, is the infrastructure of the whole crypto ecosystem. It will always be the base. So basically, I am Bitcoin maximalist, but I believe that in order to make value out of Bitcoin, you have to also look at other protocols.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, well, what would you say is your firmest conviction, crypto opinion?
To be honest, as a person who is supporting public company that deals with Bitcoin, I don't want to provide like a very straightforward and clear answer, because I don't want, people to rely on that. But I believe that we are on the beginning of the cycle, and the big jump is in front of us.
I like it. I like it. All right. Bill Gates famously said we tend to overestimate what we can accomplish in 2 years and underestimate what we can accomplish in 10. So, yeah, I mean, anything you like here, but I guess, BTCS, Bitcoin on steroids, what does it look like in 10 years' time, Wojtek?
We will be the most known European digital asset treasury and public infrastructure provider worldwide.
Yeah, nice. Another way of thinking about this is, it's a quote by William Gibson, who famously said that the future is already here, it's just not evenly distributed. So with that in mind, can you think of an example of the future being here right now, but most people aren't aware of it?
To be honest, DeFi, decentralized finance, the fact that you can today be the borrower, be the lender, whoever you want. This is something which is currently run by degens. I believe this is the future of the financial systems. And this is something that we will see in the future, big banks and other traditional finance players to be the participant of those systems. So we are lucky. We are lucky that we found it today. And this is our handicap.
Yes, indeed. Very well said. All right. Well, thank you, Wojtek. That brings us to the final question, which is, what is your favorite science fiction book, film, or a TV show?
It's Matrix. I know it's a little bit old school. I know that it's quite old in terms of the also, novelties to the market. But I believe that Matrix brought a lot of ideas which are now happening, including AI.
Yep, exactly. Perfect answer. That brings us to the end of the show, my friend. So nothing else to do except, again, just to close it out, tell people where they can go to learn more about what you guys are doing at BTCS, and shout out your X profiles, anything like that.
Yes, if you want to know more, go to btcs.com.pl. Read about our plans. If you have any question, just post us a message. We will be more than happy to answer.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Wojtek. All the best, and bye for now.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.